Lifting Leaders podcast, where we explore what it means to lead with courage, clarity, and heart in a world that's asking more of us than ever before. I'm Crystal Roberts.
And I'm Trisha Ryan.
We are two Hudson and ICF certified coaches with over 70 years experience helping leaders thrive.
This year, we're focusing on something both simple and powerful. Light the spark, ignite genuine hope, and lead the change.
Because leadership doesn't begin with having all the answers. It begins when someone is willing to notice what's possible, to name what needs to change, and to take one brave step forward.
Whether you're leading a team, an organization, a community, or simply yourself, this is an invitation to lead with intention, to stay human, and to believe that your actions matter.
So take a breath, lean in, and let's begin. Hi, Trisha. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Crystal?
I'm doing good.
It's been a long time since we even talked like this.
I know.
Yay.
Yeah, this is really fun. So we've been dropping every week, but we're back live. I feel like we're live. We'll be posting this one on Monday. So.
Yeah, I have missed your face. We were apart. We were talking to each other and stuff, but we were apart for a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So, and for those who didn't know, the reason we were apart was because you were getting ready to go to Italy.
Yeah.
And you couldn't talk to me the week before because you might get a germ.
That's right. We were in quarantine. Yeah. But I shared a little bit of that for anybody who wants to go back and listen to last week's episode. I did a short spark episode on being a traveler, not a tourist in our lives.
Yeah. And if you did not listen to that, I highly recommend you do. It is a great episode. Crystal,
Thank you.
She did that spark solo, and because that's what our sparks are this year. And she did a beautiful job. I listened to it twice. I've sent it to a whole lot of people.
Thank you.
And I'm really hoping that, they send it to their friends as well. It was a great spark. And I thought the topic was amazing. I loved the way you incorporated personal and professional at the same time.
Yeah.
It was wonderful.
It was one of those moments when somebody says something to you that it really sticks.
Yeah.
And it was fun to do it. And I'm really loving the Spark episodes. I loved yours as well. And that was a few weeks prior to talk about our superpowers. And I think these times really call for us to remember that, to remember our superpower and how that can make a better world.
Well, thank you. I know it's something. I think these sparks are going to give us an opportunity to really personally put our own personal spin on how we're feeling right now and what we can do about it, right?
Yeah. But I'm feeling really good right now because we just spent a few minutes reviewing our year. We are celebrating, yay, our 4th year as Lifting Leaders podcast.
But
and
before
that's
we
really
do that,
exciting.
Before we do that, I have to let the readers or the listeners know, that's good. I have to let the listeners know that we were talking about Jurassic minutes because Crystal said we've been spending the last few minutes. We spent the last few hours. They're Jurassic minutes.
It's football minutes,
Yes.
It's like,
it's
there's
true.
5 minutes left in the quarter. 2 hours later, the game actually ends. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's pretty exciting. High five.
We can't even do that right.
4 wonderful years. And so we took a little trip down memory lane for this last year. And we had 39 guest episodes this last year.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It went so fast. It's kind of hard for me to even think back that many people, but we did. We had so many folks and we had, really great ones. And we brought on a few of them together, which was also very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. That was new. We had 3 people as a panel for one of the episodes. Really cool.
Our three-peat.
Yeah. This episode here is number 176. High five for that.
Yes. We did better on that high five.
Yeah. Little practice. Yeah. 176 episodes we've had in those 4 years.
Do you know when we first started, we were trying to find out what makes a a podcast hit the top 1%. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I went looking all over the web for what's the criteria? What makes you a top 1% podcast? And they said it was anything over 15 episodes or something like that?
Yeah.
Because so many podcasts start and end in that first 15 episodes, because it's kind of hard if you don't have a real good plan on what you want to do, or you haven't really solidified your purpose, right? But we were so lucky. I think we had 15 episodes in the first 15 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we went on to 16 and beyond, right? It's been amazing. I've loved every minute of it.
It's so interesting. We actually got a call from one of our colleagues who's actually been a guest on our podcast.
Yes. Twice.
Yeah. He called us today, and I'll just say his name, Jack Schlosser.
He's a wonderful
We hope
guy.
to have him back, actually.
Yes.
And
Amazing.
and it was really funny that he called, and we don't talk that often, and it happened to be, it's our podcast day, and so Trisha and I both talked to him, and he was exploring, as often people do, what does it take to do a podcast?
Right.
And when we talk about what does it take to do a podcast, people are like, why do you do it? And, the key to our success is our friendship.
Yes.
It is. And so we just love hanging out. And so then we do record too.
It's great. We kill many birds with one stone. And I hate to say that because we don't like killing birds.
The Audubon wouldn't like that.
That's right.
No, we protect the birds.
We do.
But yeah, our friendship is definitely the grounding that we need in order to be able to do our mission of unleashing leader possibility to make a better world.
And I am just so grateful that every year that we're friends, it gets better and better and better.
Yeah.
I love it. And this year's no different. It's more solid than before. And I thought it was solid the last year, right?
Yeah.
It's getting better and better. I love our friendship.
Yeah, me too. And we love our guests.
Oh,
We had such fantastic guests. They bring such inspiration for us when we talk about hope, when we think about finding hope. We have hope, and we find hope in our guests. And you, our listeners, we do this for you. So it's fun for us just to chat about these things, but we love to share it with you. So we hope that this is a source of hope for you as well.
and I hope that we hear from you about it too. We would really love to hear from you. We would like to know how some of this resonates with you. And if it doesn't, what's going on with you that you want to chat about?
Yeah,
We'd
let
love
us
to hear
know.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. And so thinking back about this past year, what were some good memories for you? Special memories?
I had so many this last year. I mean, it has gone so quickly. It started out so horrific for both of us.
Yeah.
And I think what I really appreciated just through chatting before we dropped our first episode last year was that we gave each other permission to react the way a lot of people in the world are reacting. And why would we be different, right? Because we were feeling the same angst. We were feeling the same, disengagement in many ways. We were feeling frustrated and hurt and sad and all these things that are negative. And you and I are not the type of people that live in that space for very long. We're both very, very solidly glass 3/4 full people, right?
Yeah.
And so for us to go there, it meant that something is really bad going on in our world.
Yeah.
So anything we did last year kind of started with that as the foundation. We're dealing with a lot, and the people we interact with day to day, we're also feeling it.
Yeah.
So we made some commitments last year to really, our last year was all about hope.
Yeah.
Right? It was all about hope. And at a time when it's really hard to find it, we were able to pull it out. We had speakers who just amazed me. One person who I'm going to not mention everybody because you know how I am. I'll get stuck. But Lindsay Godwin, she was like one of those sparking kind of people. And we're sparking this year, but we were sparking with her last year. She just brings love and hope to every conversation, and her energy and her happiness in her heart, you can just tell, But she gave us some really great information. She did was Ditch the Ditty last year?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I was thinking, all these years I have been like almost resentful for some of those people who just hand something to me and say, can you get that done?
Yeah.
And then walk away.
Yeah.
I call that seagull management. It's called the dump and fly syndrome. Right?
Yeah.
And so I hate that. And she and her two friends wrote a book about it.
Yeah.
And I love that book. It's just so cool. We had Carla Andrazik on a few times while she was in the middle of writing her book and then the day before it launched.
Yeah.
And I loved that too. And her husband, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We went to a conference last year. We did our first speaking gig.
Yeah.
So I have a ton of things that I could talk about, but I think I need to give some to you because you have a ton that you want to talk about.
Well, just a couple of things I wanted to highlight. For me, one thing that I was really proud of was our series on what brings us hope.
I love that.
So just as you were saying, we found ourselves in this place of kind of hopelessness. And so when we talked about that, what can we do? We said, we know we're not alone in this feeling. We need to bring hope to everyone, to all our listeners. And so let's do a series because there's really good stuff that's happening out there that is going to make a better world. And so let's highlight that and help bring hope to our listeners. And we did it. And it really was, those conversations were so generative and really brought us energy and hope.
With people from very different backgrounds.
Yeah.
That was the coolest part.
Yeah.
We had a scientist, a musician. We had all sorts of, an author. We had just, people that were, you really wouldn't necessarily see them together in the world, but they all came with how they're dealing with the world and how they're making it a better place for them and for others. And they all are.
Yeah.
They all are doing things that are so much more global, which is wonderful.
Yeah. We did something totally new and different, which we did a three-peat.
Oh, yes.
And we've talked a couple times about this, but we had 3 people who had been on our podcast 3 times, which is the most that we've ever had a guest come back. They all were very different, and the interaction between them. I mean, we thought it was a great idea, but what we didn't, I think, count on was what sort of the magic that happened when we had them together. And that was just so much fun to watch them kind of engage each other and just get so excited about what they were talking about and the support of each other and that relationship that got built right there on the screen in front of us. It was really fun.
It was fun. It was informative. I felt it was truly inspiring to see people from completely different backgrounds talking about essentially the same topic.
Yeah.
But it was, and from very seriously different perspectives.
Yeah.
And how interesting it was that they came together at the end. I mean, it was like they were at the center of the table at the end, and it felt like they had actually just made sense of everything.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And it really made the point that one of the things that we talk about is that hope is relational. Mm-hmm. It's like when you come and have a conversation, even if you're coming from different perspectives, but do it in a respectful way, right, you can create a sense of hope because you're looking at what one is connection, but also together you're creating the future.
Right.
And so it was such a great example to have that just happen live right here in front of us.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
This one you actually brought up earlier when we were chatting that I didn't even kind of put all together, which I think is an important part of what we do here on the podcast. Is one of the things we want to do is really elevate voices that we feel like people need to hear. And we helped launch 3 books last year.
Yes, we did.
And I love being a part of that, to being a part of when we see something that we really believe needs to get some visibility in the world, we can help. We have a podcast. And so I'm really proud of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am too. In fact, I've read all the books and I love them. I think they are all really good. They each have their own little, thing that is very unique and different about them. And it's funny because when I think about the people who wrote them, it is them. It is, you know, it just really reflects who they are. I was really happy that we did what we did. It was fun to get to go to a bookstore up north to help Melissa Castro launch her book.
Intrinsic Leader.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was just really good. And then having Carla Ondrazik here the day before her book launched, and she was all hyped up and nervous. And we were too, I think, because we've been with her since she was just thinking about it and just starting out.
It's what's so cool about kind of watching her journey is like she's just exploded.
Yes.
Like she's been on morning TV shows.
Yes.
She's been everywhere, and that's really cool.
She's all over social media. She is like she's that daily dose of vitamin for me. You know, I love here's my supplement for the day. I get to listen to Carla talk about her book, and she's really branched out. Her thinking around not trying has really expanded a lot. And while I don't like it, not every single thing resonates with me completely. A lot of it does. And a lot of it is just very simple, important to know, foundational stuff that we ignore or we didn't think we had in us, right?
Yeah.
And she's just amazing. She's doing a great job.
Yeah.
And I love the morning show stuff. Whenever I see a snippet, a lot of the time she's got John Ondrazik, her husband, who is Fight for Fighting, right?
Yeah.
John's on there with her. And the two of them, you could tell why they've stayed together for so many years. You know, they have a chemistry.
Yeah.
And he's really supportive of her. She's awesomely supportive of him.
Yeah.
She brought us up to Kirkland, for goodness sake, so we could watch him in concert.
We got to go to a rock concert. How exciting was that?
And we got to interview him beforehand. He was almost on stage, and he sat there and gave us almost an hour of his time. That was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Met his daughter and her partner.
Yes.
It was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. What a lovely family, talented family. Yeah. So many good things. And then I would say my last kind of fun memory that I'm actually going to repeat this year is we went to our local nursery, Watson's, for Earth Day last year and bought native plants that will help bring in birds and butterflies and insects to create a good ecosystem.
Yes.
And so one of the things that we talked about last year, which I think is so important, it can be kind of expensive. And so like start small. So we bought a couple of plants. And this year I'm going to go back and buy a couple more.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I bought 3 or 4 plants or something. And unfortunately, I know 2 of them did not make it. But we kind of had a hot, dry spell after we put them in the ground. And I tried to keep them alive. But, you know, you can run out there with the watering can 14 times a day, but it's still pretty dry and hot out there at the time. It didn't really help.
Yeah.
But I noticed the other day that one of them that I put in the ground and I didn't think made it has flowers all over it.
Oh, yay.
So yes, it's supposed to be a perennial, and it is. And so I'm hoping this year it gets a little bit bigger. It was kind of tiny last year.
Yeah. So a lot of fun things. And so when I look back, I'm really proud of what we did, and we did a lot of things that were kind of new and stretched us. Mm-hmm. And I hope that it'll be a bit of inspiration, provide a little bit of hope for our listeners. And when you think about what it is that you want to do this year, where can you do something that maybe might be a little scary or make you feel like you're stretching a little bit? And then when you look back, you're proud of it because you did something new and something different that made a difference.
I love that. And I think as you were saying it, I was thinking, and throw all that stuff that we've been hanging on to all year.
Yeah.
And just throw it behind you for now. You don't have to let go of it forever, but just let it go for a while so that you can enjoy some of the things like what we did last year.
Yeah.
You know, all those things that we did that were not things we normally would do, like go to the nursery. That was so much fun. We had a great day.
Yep.
And we probably spent more money than ever before at a nursery, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and we got some great information from the nursery guy, right?
Yeah, we met a great person.
Yeah.
Very knowledgeable.
So, so I agree with you. I think if you can look for ways in which you can like do something that makes you happy first.
Yeah.
Always, look to making yourself happy these days. Making other people happy is great as long as you don't drain your battery doing it.
Yeah.
Make sure you take care of yourself. It's like putting on your oxygen mask before you help others, right? It's important to do. And we can have a good year. We just have to look for being a little creative, right?
Yeah. So we would encourage you also, because this is being dropped the week of Earth Day.
Yes.
So wouldn't challenge you a little bit. What are you doing for Earth Day? Even if it's just something small that you go out into your backyard and plant a tree or plant a native bush or weed and create a nice spot for yourself. We can contribute to our earth even in small ways. I did a search of what are some activities that I could get involved in the community. And it's just a quick Google search. And there was just tons of stuff that's going on all around me. And so it's going to be easy for me to tap into something, whether it's cleaning up a park or they had this really cool kind of like fair thing going on that had all these different representatives from community organizations, government organizations. So, there's a way to get involved if you want to on Earth Day or around Earth Day to make a better world. And Trisha was sharing her story about something that she did years ago and the impact that it has had on the community today. So do you want to share that?
Sure. But first I want to just say that another thing you can do around Earth Day, even this weekend or for the next few weekends even, there are a lot of community gardens around here in our area, and I have a feeling they're all over the United States. And so, community gardens are great because they grow produce for the local people, right? And a lot of times they are the gardens that actually are supplying the food banks.
Yes.
So if you're interested in doing something like that, just look up community gardens in your area and you might be able to just, take a few tools with you and head on over and plant some seeds. That might be kind of fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks for the prompt on my tree story. My very first Earth Day that I remember, I was in junior high school, I think 6th grade or 7th grade. I can't quite remember. They didn't really tell us much about Earth Day because I don't think that the school was quite ready for, making it a big deal. At the time, it was just something we were doing for the day. Somebody got interested, right?
Yeah.
But they managed to buy over 100 trees, and they were saplings, so they were very small trees. And our class got to spend the entire day digging holes, putting trees in the holes, putting in the fertilizer, and covering up with dirt and watering them, until we had trees spaced evenly all around the perimeter of the fence that was where everybody played, baseball and soccer and all that stuff. So it was a big, big field, and the trees looked a little puny those first 3 or 4 years that, even when I was in high school, I would drive by there and it looked kind of puny, but lo, these many years later.
Yeah, just a couple.
Yeah, just a few. I drove through my hometown about, I'd say 3 years ago was the last time I was home. And those trees are mature shade trees. And they're beautiful. And they all are beautiful. They all grew up healthy and strong. And they're no longer little trees. They're now like probably 15 feet high, maybe a little bit higher than that. And they're lush and they're full and they're beautiful trees. And the people that go to school there now, that junior high school, the middle school or whatever they call it now, that school, those kids probably have no idea where those trees came from. Probably thought they were just, put in the ground by the people that built the school. But no, it was us. And it makes me really proud of that. But what I love is that trees help us with our earth. They're so important for our oxygen, our carbon dioxide, all of that, the nutrients and stuff for other plants and for insects and all sorts of things. So it's really, they're important. Yeah, they're
home for birds.
They're home for birds. There are a lot of nests in those trees, I'll bet. But anyway, I feel very, not proud of myself, but I feel kind of proud of our school that they took that kind of a stand. They knew they couldn't let us go off campus at that age, our ages, but they helped us do something nice for the school.
Yeah, and what I love about that too is one, the sense of pride, right? That you probably had a little fun anyway planting them, but it is something that's in your community. So sometimes when we feel overwhelmed, it's like, oh, there's so many problems in the world. It's like, well, where can I make a difference right here? And like you said, all these kids are playing soccer and all the different sports and a little bit of shade.
That's right.
As well as beauty.
Yes.
And it's good for the critters too.
Yeah, it's a great thing. It's I think that's probably that and our trip to the nursery are my two favorite trips or things to do on Earth Day, except for the one where we went to New York year before.
Yes, that was wonderful. Yeah, to see Victoria Campbell and her musical Trees. That was it was the debut of it. Yeah, it was Treason, not trees. Treason. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really fun.
Yeah, it was. Okay.
So, happy Earth Day, everyone.
Yes.
Yes, happy Earth Day.
Spend it wisely.
So, before we go, we invite you to pause for just a moment and ask yourself, what spark was lit for me today, and where can I take one small, meaningful action? This year, our focus is clear. Light the spark, ignite genuine hope, and lead the change. Because hope isn't passive. It's something we practice through intentional everyday choices. Leadership begins when we take what resonates and allow it to shape how we show up for others. And if this episode resonated with you, please share it on your social media so the spark can travel even farther. We hope you'll keep listening because we have more exceptional podcast episodes coming up with more fantastic guests. So be sure to subscribe to Lifting Leaders Podcast on Apple Podcast or wherever you listen. If you're looking for help in developing your leaders or would like a growth opportunity yourself, please contact us through our website at www.liftingleaderspodcast.com. Thank you to Ari Chance Roberts for his technical support of our show. Finally, please take 30 seconds to follow us. It helps you because you never miss an episode, and it helps us
because you never miss an episode.
That's right. To follow us, go to the Lifting Leaders Podcast Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen. Then just tap the plus sign in the upper right-hand corner or click on follow. While you're there, if you'd be willing to give us a 5-star rating and review and share the episode with a friend, we'd be so grateful. Also, we would really love it if you would tell us, what did you do for Earth Day this year? We would love that, and we may share it in an upcoming episode. Thank you, Trisha, for a fun episode.
Thank you, Crystal. I'm so glad we're back together again.
And happy anniversary.
Yes, ma'am.
4 years.
I was going to say happy birthday, but happy anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We made it.
We did it. Many thanks to you, our listeners. We appreciate you. Until next time, keep lifting leaders. Bye.